She wrote,
Hmm.
Excellency, with all due respect, as Peter Obi Gregory, I am deeply disappointed by this. The idea of Nigeria always untrusted citizen is abnormal. This isn't trolling. I am genuinely dissatisfied with your actions. I cannot believe it. We are equally committed to taking this country to the next level. This situation is a need for all of us to join hands with Mr. President as official swag back and actively contribute to nation's progress. It's not a task for one person alone. It's a dedication of Your Excellency, Mr. Obi, I will not let you down. Nevertheless, you may be one of the famous politicians. However, I believe in speaking the truth directly because I love you,
Hmm.
because I love Nigeria even more, she concluded.
Hmm. Hmm.
Please, someone,
Hmm.
one of you, good morning, Bosun. One of you, the background sound is distorting this
It
audio.
is. Yes.
Somebody, maybe they're having a family meeting in the house or the TV is on. Please work at it. I'm going back on air. Well, thank you for the madam that loves Nigeria more than Peter. I don't know people's problem. Somebody spends his own money to build boreholes in places where there's no water. They say they work most of the communities
Mm.
in the north. They
Sorry,
work
Paj.
hundreds of
Sorry, Paj. Is
yeah.
the CFS still present? Is CFS still presenting? She's
Yeah,
on. She's
please,
still on somehow.
one, okay. Please hold on. Are you online with us? Is your phone online? Are you on any app?
Just my Facebook,
But it's
where
all
I'm live.
you are live there.
Yeah.
Reduce the volume of it.
Okay,
Can
let
you
me
reduce the
check.
volume of it? Are we saying? I think it's from Alex. So the thing has gone quiet. I mean, sorry for that. We're trying to fix some technical issues
Apologies,
today.
please. Yes, apologies. Yeah,
Sincere apologies. We are working on it. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's much better now. The sound I mean,
It is
the
better
distortion
now.
is gone. Okay. So we're talking about Madame Tonto DK's lamentation. I said that the man spent his own money, built borehole in
Hmm.
areas that are practically waterless, and I mean, I hope they are getting water. If they are getting water, what did the side talk about? The something is not fine. The name of the excellency is bigger than the tank. This and is it your money? To do better, borehole. Go there and do your own now. I don't understand. Somebody has built borehole in the community that the speaker, the federal speaker, House of Representatives, the speaker of the House of Representatives comes from. There is no water. The guy built a borehole. I hope that's a correct information. You know, the guy
I
built a
hope so.
borehole, and you 500 500 kilometers away, 600, 700 kilometers away. We are complaining on their behalf that their bowl is not fine and you should work together with someone. You need to go. This Nigeria. Oh God, I don't understand you people.
What annoys me most is the way we institutionalize ourselves as opposition, the opposition. That thing annoys me. Even if you are given the name opposition from heaven, and you come down to earth, at times you look at the positive side of things and applaud.
Yeah,
And I think that's how the world is structured over time. We do things with a lot more bile duct venom and hatred. We're saving lives here. Somebody's paying money down to bring water to people. And this age of 2024, some people are still using boreholes. Some don't even have
yeah,
water. And somebody
yeah,
thinks it's wise to do some. Please clap for him so you can encourage other
yeah.
people to do the same.
So you know, you know. Well,
Oh,
I beg, leave matter. This is just look for some. Please finish this. We have spent too much time
All right.
lamenting over the entertainment part. Yes, the last one.
Bob Risky sentenced to prison. Controversial social media person of interest, Idris Okuneye, better known as Bobrisky, has been sentenced to a 6 month imprisonment by the Federal High Court in Lagos. Justice Abimbola Awogboro handed down the sentence without the option of a fine. Bobrisky has been in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) since his arrest last week for abusing the local currency. On 5th of April 2024, he pleaded guilty to a four-count charge of naira abuse and mutilation brought against him. Delivering judgment on yesterday, 12th of April 2024, Justice Awuboro held that the act of mutilating the naira notes has become a menace which has continued to damage the image of the country.
Well, the only thing I want to add is to ask Bosun maybe later. The
Mm.
the I mean, I saw the picture of the young man, a young man or woman,
He
and
said he's a
and
man, Fudge. He said he's a man.
yes,
That
I
is
was
the
going to say the
righteous.
placard he wrote, he or she held, it was supposed to be this, this Okune or something like that. Now, when I was praying that they will find him so that he can continue his shenanigan and all that. Then, and I saw that they have sentenced him, they have sentenced the person to 6 months
Always,
in prison.
always.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Where is he going to go? Which correctional center? Is it male or female? You know, I don't think there's any debate because the wardens they don't they don't care. But I understand that the judge asked him, "Are you what
Yeah,
are
he
you?" He
was
said,
asked. He said I'm a man.
"He
He said
said
he's a man.
Brotherhood, oh,
that's oh my God." Man, we'll
But
come back on that note. On that well, for the young man, it's not a funny thing. It's just it's hilarious, you know. Now this is the moment of reckoning. You have to decide which toilet you want to enter and which hall you are going to share your the few months with.
but but
Uh,
but Fudge, a lesson. Sorry to interrupt. A lesson to draw from that is respect the naira.
oh,
If that had been the case against him, really, and they had evidence to show,
I think
I, wa-
they
I
just
would
want to
think I
make
think
an
people should know that
example
it's
out
all
of it.
over, and
That's
the
all. They want
enforcement
to make an
agencies
example out
should
of it.
also know there are so many people defacing our naira. It's not.
yeah.
I've not said this in defense of the guy, but I think we should spread out a little bit, and people should be very responsible. You're going to parties, you're going to spray money. They're different. It's a social thing, and I think it's high time really we try to curb it, and put it in the dustpan somehow.
I
So
have
that
I have
good.
frankly I have no sympathies for anyone caught spraying. If you have too much money, that's why you're spraying. I don't see people. They'll be throwing money, flinging it, and print brand new, crisp. They'll be flinging it all over the place. So after flinging, they can fling you also into some kind of detention to cool down on your spending spree. We'll take a short break and come back thank you, Sife, for that long and interesting session on the entertainment. We'll take a short break and come back. Let's have listen to Happy from Kiss Daniel. We appear to be happy this morning. But first, the commercial break. What's the, what's the joke? I didn't get it. Hello? Alex, what's making you laugh? That laughter was very rich. Boston, good morning. Can you hear me?
Morning, Sam. I can hear you very well, sir.
Good. I was wondering, um, Alex picture is still whether he's using photo
Boston, welcome on
or
board.
Sir
Welcome,
Alex.
Boston. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
we haven't seen
Hello, can
Bosu.
you hear me?
He has been very busy.
I'm so sorry. Last week, It's our Nigeria educational system. Oh. They just
I
changed and what we had to do. So it was that morning I just discovered that we had a different course. I'm running a master's in public admin in
No,
Unita.
when
So
you
I just
said those who fling the
Okay.
naira around, they also fling them in.
Bring them
now.
into you.
It seems there's a slight delay. There's a slight delay in our audio.
Yeah,
The audio it's bad. It's really yeah.
Mr. T,
I think we should just time
Alex,
our entries. We time the entries. Wow.
yeah, uh,
Oh.
but three. I think Bosso and Mr. T, they appear okay. Yours must be made more problematic because of the network area.
Sorry, gentlemen, do you notice that there's a slight delay in our audio?
Okay, we're
Uh-huh.
going to global trends. Are you ready, Alex? Mr. T, are you ready? I should send the WhatsApp. I don't know whether I'm
Don't,
able to carry us.
no, don't send anything, Faj. If you send it, the whole place will go wire again. Let me
I
let
think we
me
have to
just
work on our cues more. Maybe
yeah.
Mr.
It's
Fad can cue us.
Alex, are you ready with the global trends? That's your cue.
wow.
Okay.
The audio lag between Alex and I is going to be problematical. Alex, are you ready with the global trends?
No, sorry, I should have told you.
Today,
Wow. Just a minute, Faj. Things are just you know. I opened the trends and it suddenly gone off again. Okay, don't worry.
You can see it now.
Okay, let's
No, I can't. My laptop, the disk crashed.
Oh, okay.
So
I got mine now.
Okay, let Mr. T. Two old men. Let Mr. T now take over. Okay, I'm going to launch Mr. T. Madam. Okay. Oh my, today. We'll just make do with everything. Oh well. It's you need to be in the studio or in the background or somewhere in the cyberspace to see the
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
rectify here. Voice is not much. Hearing not. I mean, not exactly impaired, but not in tune or in sync. But we ride on. You're still on the Vintage Talk Show, and we're about to settle on global trends. My brother is here. Take us on
Thank you.
the global trends.
Thank you very much, Faj. Apologies to everybody. You know, these systems have a mind of their own. I keep saying it because what we're experiencing today, Faj, is that our audio is delayed. And I hear a friend of mine just sent something to me to say you are probably an hour behind of what you're doing. But don't worry, we shall get there. Global Trends today is saying Iranian clapback. And more to come after that. The White House has said there is a real and credible threat that Tehran will retaliate against Israel for an airstrike that killed senior Iranian commanders in Syria early this month. We also have a hint that Belgium says it is investigating pro-Russian networks that are trying to influence the vote in the coming EU Parliament elections. And troops training, Russia has sent military instructors to Niger as part of a deal with the country's junta, which has cut links with the West. Okay? In Russia, water levels we hear in the city of Orenburg are 2 meters above critical level, leaving just the rooftops of some houses showing. That's a tough one. And that's
Mm-hmm.
happening in Russia. They can control everything, but they can't control the weather. That's what life has become. Um, Rate of suicide is on the increase. Suicide on the rise for young Americans. Suicide is now the second leading cause of death among Americans under the age of 35, and it is on a deadly rise across generations. In 2000, 30,000 people, we understand, died of suicide. In 2022, 50,000 did. For instance, North Carolina State University in Raleigh, which experienced 10 student suicides over the past 2 academic years, has invested in counseling and is helping students to recognize signs of mental struggle among their classmates. What a way
Yeah.
to go. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what a way to go.
Do
Um,
we have do we have statistics for our own population now? The same
Yeah.
demographics.
ah,
We don't know.
no, Fudge, don't go there because somebody in the statistics department told me recently that the way we even give birth, right from the cities to the communities to the hinterland, babies are just born and no recordings taken. No, you just yeah, and they just give the baby the name wherever, and then the life goes on. So we are not really in control of how many kids are coming in, how much more, how many are living.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's not a very interesting case at all. The statistics will just give you wrong figures.
We
That's why when
were
we're talking about money and how we spend it, or how many people are living in one area and how many people are buying this particular product, they are guessworks. Universities also have that major problem. So you can to pass a course in statistics now, you probably have to be 10 miles ahead of situations. It's a gory thing, and I hope we can do something about it. Yes.
Okay.
That's on suicide. Then death incidences, children as young as 9 have been added to
weren't we supposed
malicious.
to have a population census?
Are, are,
We do
are we not
have.
supposed to? Are we not supposed to have a country? What are you saying? What I'm saying? We are supposed to. Of course, we have. Is it functioning? That's the issue. Of course, we have. Of course, we have. Are we not supposed to have a Nigerian media that can investigate things? Hmm? There are many.
Yes, but
Are we supposed to? There are many supposes or suppositions. I bet Alex,
evolutions.
leave that matter. Okay, Mr. Tigo, please.
Okay, let me skip one and go to the next one. The United States has restricted
No, I
travel
was
for its
talking about
employees.
the census. The census.
I know, Alex. I know this time lag is making Alex sound as if he's the behind trailer while we're in front of the trailer. The
No,
gap
it's
is
probably from another planet at the moment.
oh, Alex, are you sure you're in Lagos? Maybe you're
But you know why this is good? It's just to see the importance of the system we use and to
yes.
know how to drive it. We need to
Okay,
give ourselves a pause and move on. Um,
okay.
the,
I
the,
think
the
I think
United States.
hold on, Mr. T. Let us have Alex finish that his census issue so that he will stop interjecting. Alex, can you complete your statement on the census? On the NPC, or what they call it, Nigerian Population
Population
Commission.
Commission, yes, Population Commission. Yeah. You know what? Only thing you said now, Faj, is yet to be relayed to
Yeah, I
Alex.
was asking.
They have gotten it
I
now.
was just asking when we were supposed to have a census this year.
Hmm.
Eh? If you know what the Yoruba people say, anyone that wants to catch the crab, he has to stay long by the seaside. You that you want to know when they will do the population census. They've been trying to do it since 2023. So if you are waiting, good luck to you. Uh, you will see them when you see them. Don't fret on them. The only thing I'm sure we have fairly going well is at least to bury anyone you need a death certificate. So they probably have a
True.
statistic of that. I hope so. They probably have a statistic of that. Beyond that, we're on our own. Okay, Mr. T, let's take one or two and call it a day.
Yes, this is instructive. The United States has restricted travel for its employees in Israel amid fears of an attack by Iran. So people should take a cue from that. And I remember when United States warned Russia that attack was imminent somewhere, they discarded it and it happened. So the wise should listen to that. It doesn't concern United States employees alone. It concerns the whole world. So if you have business there, think twice. And let's just quickly take this. It says 4-minute showers. About 10 million residents of the Colombian capital, Bogota, are being forced to ration water amid crippling shortages due to a severe drought. And this particular story comes in line with the need to applaud those who are doing or building boreholes for waterless areas.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. T.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break. Try and see we can fix the time lag between us and Alex, and then come back with newspaper review. Mobile is still with us in music. He says, feel good. I'm feeling good this morning.
Yeah.
Alex, you're at home, have you? There's a long distance. He hasn't heard it yet.
A long way. I don't know why that drags it. I don't know.
It's almost like 40 seconds or so.
It's not good for live presentation at the moment. It's not good. It's not. Okay, where are we? Shut down. Shut down. Shut down. Can we shut down here?
Alex, can you hear me?
He's not there at all.
We just bring Boson in now so that he can join us for the newspaper review. We will not be able to get to do the point blank.
Okay.
Boson, which jersey is this one now? Which club is this one now? Every time I getting us with Arsenal, don't let us.
I want to wait to.
My sister isn't showing Bosu's face, but let me see. Okay, I can see you now.
I can't hear Bosu. Is that you want to wait with
till tomorrow?
There's a match tomorrow. Okay.
I'm not worried more about Bayern making me smith.
We'll beat
In your
them.
okay.
They robbed us now. Fine. You saw the last penalty.
How would that one be a penalty? How would that one? The guy
It was clear.
practically kicked the keeper. He left his leg there so that the keeper can kick. Smart
Any
man.
that is moving to kick
Yes,
keeper. The
right.
elephant is there.
Now, that's how Londoners, that's how they are. They want to eat where they did not sow. You put your leg there, you say they kick you. I was listening to all their pundits. They're talking jazz. Anyway,
Uncle Fudge, we will win our last 7 games.
amen. Amen. Because they have a different kind of mentality this time around, which is quite good.
Yes.
Okay, we are back. I'm going to introduce Bosun now to join us. Okay, we are back. That was Feel Good by Mobile. And we are on headlines of major newspapers. And we'll start with Saturday Vanguard. This is courtesy Nigerian newspapers website. It starts with but first let me introduce our special guest for this session. And our long lost legal expert, social development. Good morning, Olutubosun Oshifowora. Good to see you.
Fine. Good morning, good to see you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Somewhere in the recesses of the cybersphere, blogosphere, so to speak, Alex is also saying good morning, but his voice is not showing. Okay, Vanguard leads with a very colorful headline. It says 2 trillion constituency project fraud. ICPC toothless bulldog fails to prosecute suspects. Its report indicted. Shocking. No indicted person held accountable. That is Eze Onyekpere. And then Dr. Zikirulai says government must urgently develop strategy to address corruption. So what is the usefulness of ICPC? When your report indicts people, clearly so, and then you fail to do anything about it. Why do we even have ICPC and EFCC working in parallel? Why are they not together? Why do we have problem communicating? 2 trillion.
The argument for the duplication of security agencies and all these agencies that are supposed to prosecute crime. The argument is not possible. All those things should actually be under the police. But I mean, if it's for effective governance, then we can sustain them. But a situation where an organization like ICPC would have everything on its table and not go ahead and prosecute, means the government needs to look into that organization and possibly rejig it, because it's of all the agencies in that realm, the ICPC seems to be the lead active when it comes to execution, when it comes to following up on crime investigation and all that. So that's why I feel that maybe it's a leadership problem. Maybe the government needs to look into it, and because the way it is, they duplicate what the EFCC does, and maybe they should collapse it and put it under the EFCC or find a place to put it under the police. But as it stands, it's not an impressive agency, and the leadership needs to be rejigged, and so that we can have effective prosecution of crime.
That's true.
I can't remember under whose government it was or whose tenure it was that efforts were made to, unify most of these agencies. I remember when I was in the service, we had a problem with the Code of Conduct Bureau. and they actually made some of the senior officers where I work to come down to Abuja to declare, in the presence of the magistrates, not in Lagos. So all the things we didn't declare in Lagos, it was quite punitive. I recall a lot of money was spent and the risk involved. But after that, they suddenly merged that's a function of the code of conduct with another body. I can't recollect. So for me, it just as Bosun has said, I think we should speak with one voice to hurry or hasten issues of people being caught and nothing has been done because people are beginning to be complacent. People are repeating the errors of the other people. There's a lot of complacency around now. No, what's going to happen to me? Nothing can happen to me. Those are the cliches hanging everywhere. Justice must be seen to be done, and I think so too. Fast.
Okay, I trust that Alex will have loved to contribute to this, but is hampered by his the situation. Another headline in the Vanguard says Okuma killings. You remember the 17 soldiers um, murdered while on peacekeeping mission. It says why we won't participate in military investigation. Robo youths declare. Then one professor Mo Buhari, a Niger Delta leader, says the army knows the mastermind. Arresting, leave Okwama alone. That issue had refused to go. The soldiers were given a befitting burial, state honors, and with generous compensations and all that. But life is gone. There's nothing that can please that. Yeah. And let me lead. I was going to read. There's a consistent story, a very Saturday-ish story in all the papers. It's about Bob Risky. He says this is Saturday's Sun. He's the second lead there. Before we go to the political main lead in the Saturday Sun, he says Bob Risky lands in jail, confesses to being a man. Mixed reactions over 6 months jail term for cross-dresser. His many controversies. Bosun,
Yes, sir.
based on based on, fair, based on fairness and this person's deposition, public deposition, that is now a full-blooded woman. Should he be sent? Should she be sent to a male prison? Should he even be given that jail term? Is it supposed? I mean, is it carrying the cross of everybody else that's been mutilating the naira, or she's a fit person to use as deterrence?
Well, I
Because in that.
place to meet it. Yesterday, I was on TV and I had to explain the same thing. Nigerians
Okay.
have a very funny attitude to crime and prosecution of crime. 1 minute we want a good country, the next minute we rationalize and put up a lot of sentiments when people are being prosecuted for bad acts. Everybody knows Bob Risky and what he stands for, and he doesn't stand for. Now, and when he was arrested, everybody actually thought it was a joke. Now, at the end of the day, he was arrested, investigated, and prosecuted, and found wanted. Now, the thing is this: the judge actually went for the sentence was punitive. It wasn't even corrective, but the court had discretion. And according to the Supreme Court, discretion of the judge should be used within the law. And first to know, the law says Section 21 of the CBN Act says that any tampering or mutilation of the knife or the coin, the note or coin, that the person will be liable to not less than 6 months in prison or 50,000 naira fine or both. So in this case, has the court acted within the law? Yes. The punitive, the punitive sentence, was it still within the law? Is it within the discretion of the court? Yeah. So everybody is confusing um, his cross dressing and the other things is for as the crime here, but that's actually not the crime. Now, so for what I know is that I mean today there are parties and a few celebrations here and there. I mean since the past few weeks,
Mhm.
people will be circumspect. As funny as it is, people will know what to do now. So I think they just wanted to make a statement out of it. But the only problem I have here is that people are saying, is he the only one?
Mhm.
People have been doing it. And I tell people that see, everywhere is a starting point. If I decide to start fighting crime or stopping the motivation of the man from this point, where I am is the point. And we will go forward from there and we will get something
Mm.
positive. So
I
whether
mean,
unfortunately that's a good point to start. If people know him, and then you just watch out for people. You see that everybody will now be circumspect in their dealings as far as
Exactly.
that. The only people
Exactly.
correct.
are people who now change money.
Uh-huh.
So
Thank you
those
so
are
far.
land they've been arresting a few of them here and there. But you know, it won't trend. So somebody like this is a good place to start. It's
It
only in
is.
Nigeria that people
You're
do this.
correct.
But
I mean, even on the
Mhm.
statement of fact, as a statement of fact, Bob Risky is not the first person to be prosecuted for that. And last
Mhm.
time I read an actress that was also about, I mean, 3 4 weeks ago, that was also arrested, detained, and convicted. So it's not a big thing about starting. You know, the effect is immediate. You know, I could read
Mm.
on WhatsApp groups and Facebook and people calling on musicians and media aids of musicians to remove their pictures or their photos or their videos where they were spraying, where they were spraying last week or last month. Oh, you have not deleted my post. meanwhile, meanwhile, this is what they used to tell their friends. They say, mo ye báyé owó jẹ́ lánàá yẹn last week yẹn mo ṣì ní ẹ̀ lókè. Now they say, so it's
Wọ́n kó gbá
working.
wọlé.
It's working. It's working. You know, I mean, it's too
my
much. I
God.
mean, it's too much. And it's what it does to the psyche of the young ones. You see people
Yeah.
hustle, young people defraud others, do Yahoo this so that they can go and spend money at parties and impress and oppress, as they say, other people. It's so sickening. Okay, let's last one from the Sun. It says falling container crushes woman inside car in Lagos. This is no, I'm tired of this thing happening lately. Also, what's happening to your people now? Every time,
Oh my
for
God.
instance, that bridge, they will say there should not be trailers crossing that one. A week after a calamity, they are back to business. Then the next time they say they should not be passing the city, the inner city during daytime. They should be only at night after a calamity. A week or so after, they are back on the same thing. Why? What is going on? Why this
So
wastage of event?
it's over. In fairness to LASMA and all the agencies in charge of transportation, they're doing their best. But you see, this I think the whole sanitizing the industry has to start from the port itself. Because
Hmm.
by the time they start looking at the quality of vehicles, especially the articulated vehicles that are involved in transportation of containers, that issue start from the port. So sometimes you see this customer, how do you expect them to catch a container with whatever they have? They have, I mean, the state is trying to, improve with technology, but we have to go to the starting point. This container thing, if they don't approve of this vehicle from the port where they pick the containers, then there won't be problems on the streets. So
Mm.
I think the government needs to sit, the state and the federal government need to sit together and look into this thing because it's one too many. These days when I drive, I literally stop. No matter whether express, I slow down and allow containers to just pass. Because
Yeah.
you
Mm.
see, they're not strapped. Some, if some the tires are not even complete.
They're not complete.
Yes.
They are bent.
Yes.
You know, I never try to overtake them
From the top.
or beside them. It's so dangerous. I mean, we need to. I mean, it's too much. Every time, every month, you hear one calamity or the other involving trailers,
Wait,
containers, falling,
guys.
crushing people, and all that. It's so much. But I thought we were trying to use trains as cargo trains and all that to minimize all these
They
dependence
start
on
they
accidents.
started, but I think there's a whole lot of working and the logistics is
Mm.
still easy. But they've started. I've seen containers going on trains, and in fact,
Mhm.
I saw about 27 containers, and I'm like, wow, this is fantastic. This is just the way to go, because I remember even in the
Mm.
US, you see, there's this. I think I was in somewhere. I'm not Pennsylvania. I just count. In fact, count that to stop, and we counted more than 30. So you can imagine that's
Mm.
30 containers that would have been on the road. So if
Mm-hmm.
they do,
Yeah.
then it just saves time, it saves energy, it saves a whole lot of
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
this I've seen it in Lagos, but they just need to increase it more and enforce it. You know, our people are always used to how they do things. And then
yeah,
Uh-huh.
kind of thing, that's a loss of revenue for the
yeah,
container. So, and you know, Nigeria didn't go down without a fight. So, there should be a bit of enforcement, and
yeah,
Mhm.
government needs to be a bit forceful with it. And but then you court is for federal, the state just has the rules. So, there
yeah.
should be some form of synergy between the two, and
Me
that's
too.
necessary for the state because we cannot afford to keep wasting innocent lives every time.
Yeah, we
Mm-mm.
cannot. We
Mm-mm.
cannot.
No.
Okay, I'm
No.
on to Saturday Tribune, and it leads with an interesting Emefiele story. It says CBN worker tells court, "I collected $3 million cash for Emefiele." Hmm. Ex CBN governor meets bail conditions and released. Hmm. 3 million. That's not like it's not like 3 million. Three. It's when you convert it to naira that you need like 5, 6. Ghana must go
No,
back.
no, just a minute first. Three. Is it million or naira
Three
in that
million
report?
dollars.
Million.
Yes. Oh.
Is he in charge of a project or was he in charge of a project?
And Mr. T is
Because
already converting money to
I don't
naira.
understand that one.
Your brain is already converting to naira and see how many
But
bags you will need to carry.
do you
The
know
guy
how
said he
many?
collected 3 million.
Some calculations you will work out on your computer, and the figures won't appear. They continue all other side. I don't know how they do it. It's like computer
Wow.
is complaining. That, you know,
Wow.
That
wow,
man
wow.
should be done to that man. He just came to I think
What
the description in John 10:10 that the devil came to kill, to steal, and to destroy. That's
is
basically
wrong?
what he came to do. Because I remember the only house I have against him, apart from all this stealing of the Commonwealth. I remember the day my mom was crying. I mean, my mom is almost, she was crying like get 1,000 naira in the bank, and she was looking for about 4,000 naira to eat. I had to look for more. I had to travel down to where she was because of fixing.
Wow,
Uh,
wow.
Emefiele, he did a number on us.
He
Emefiele and
did.
his boss.
More
Emefiele
than
and his boss, I should say. They did a number on us. You know.
Ah,
But let's move on. Our guest is in the house now, so we can move on to talking points. We are still on municipal review, headline reviews. The Saturday Independent leads with more knocks trail federal government's electricity tariff high.
mm,
Infrastructure outdated, can't meet growing demand. That's according to the industrialist. Then government policy favors World Bank, IMF, that's the NLC. Then new tariff for Band A customers appropriate for sector's growth. as an energy expert. I found out
Mhm.
today that I found out yesterday that I'm on band B. Uh, so so uh, hopefully we'll join in 3 years time. But we are looking at band band A for instance. I say we want to ask how has the light been because you are supposed to have 20 to 24 hour hour period on light.
Okay.
Band B is
Okay.
16 to 20. Band C I think is 12 to 14 or 12 to 16 or something. You know, band D, that one is like 8 to 12. Band E, C, I don't know, but soon when we were banding around last time, we were not around. What band are you? What band? That's the way you can
Oh,
verify.
Fudge.
That's very simple. That simple expression you made is a testimonial worthy of being shared in church or in that.
Oh, God.
Thank you very much. Hey, I mean, they're quite well designed. The lamentation is beyond this realm. I mean, how do you buy? I don't know the justification for that thing because at the end of the day, even if you say it's for industry and
Yeah.
people producing things, those in the other brands are the consumer. So at the end of the day, we will share in the whole brand A problem. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So it doesn't everybody is a part of it. Everybody is a victim. It's like John Pepper Clark's poem. We are all casualties
Mhm.
of band A.
Casualties.
So
whether you are band A or band B or band C, your
you
problem is do you have
You
like
know,
you see
the band A,
I like
you know
only
what?
it
people
was
that suffer more. The only people who
I'm
will
very
suffer more
happy.
are those who live and also have to buy products from the producers in band A. That's double
Yes,
jeopardy.
yes. Last week you were not here, Bosu, right? I was saying, I said, where I found myself there, not that I went there myself, or the area they put on band A.
not my not my choice.
No, it's not my choice. I just found myself there. So unfortunately, I have to pay that tariff. Yeah. But the problem I'm having is once you make that payment, that's when they will decide that they have a problem on the grid.
Hmm.
So all the while, I'm telling you, all the while, no service, but you have made payment. But somebody said to me recently, he said, don't you think it's wise? It's almost like it's like pay as you go. And I said, oh, okay, yes, because right now they can't charge you for anything if there's no light. Since you are paid, it's automated.
And you are
Okay,
using
so I said I
fuel.
should clap for no light at all. So you see
No,
how Nigerians are thinking things out for the government.
you have to rise above.
Something Boston said was quite profound. Whether you are A, B, C, or D or E, though they say they are only giving the hike to band A. Band A are principally manufacturers, industrialists, and all those
Industrialists.
traders, and all that, and people who find themselves near the industrialists and all that. So when they produce these things, it is not only band A people that will buy them. Band C, D, E, and all the other bands will also
They
have to
also
go to
ban.
the same market to buy, and those people will factor in their increase. This hike will go into the prices of what they produce. So we all continue
Absolutely.
to suffer. So don't laugh now and say, hey, if it's only band A, God don't catch them. No, God is also catching you as we are speaking. Because subsequently, eventually, you
Yeah,
are going to buy their product, and you will enter it. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of this review. We'll take a short break now and have a chat with our guests on the menace of social media. We'll be back shortly. Let's take this break, a commercial break, and a music break. Inka, good morning, Dr.
Good
Olayinka
morning.
Oye. How are
Good
you?
morning. I'm good.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I hope you can hear me too.
Very loud and clear. Thank you so much for joining us. We would like to see your
Yes.
face. We like to see your face because it's showing also
Okay.
on
I
YouTube.
hope it's clear.
Yeah, it
Is
is.
it?
It's
It
fairly
is,
okay. It's okay. I
you
can
know,
see. Oh, although your bed is
yeah.
gone up. Your bed is
Is it
cut
clear
off
now?
there. Yeah, it's better.
It
Is the
is
angle
clear.
everything?
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need to
Better now.
adjust it now or is okay like this?
Adjust your right hand a bit. Go to your right hand a bit.
Okay.
That means towards the
Right?
door. I don't know whether it's right or left now. Aha.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Cool.
this?
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
You're good. Look at all the bed though. You would think this man is 70 years old though. Professor.
Ah.
Àgbàtidé o.
Àbí? Èmi ọmọdé àná ni o.
Àbí o.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, good morning. I have colleagues in the house. There's Tokumbo Ojekunle is in the house.
Good morning, Doc.
Tòkunbọ̀
Good morning,
Jẹ́kúnlé
sir.
ìbá o. Ìbá.
Bojubata. How are you? Been a while.
I'm good.
Good morning.
That's
Fine,
also
fine.
Shimura, our lawyer, is in the house.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, it's
The
nice
third-
seeing all of you.
the fourth man has not
Lovely.
dropped off. He's been dropping off since. Alex Ogundadebe is supposed to be in the house. We are still looking for him.
Well, you know, most of us who live in the back of Beyond network sometimes misbehave. I know he lives around
Absolutely.
Otaia, so
I
And
understand.
that's the problem today. Yes.
We are also praying for you to stay with us to the end.
yeah.
So, gentlemen, you guys talking to us about social media and misinformation in communication. So we'll be filling questions with him. He's a doctor of communication, and I used to know him as a journalist with Guardian. Now he has many pies under his
Well, we thank God.
file, so to speak. Okay, we are going back on.
All right.
Well, we're back on the Vintage Talk Show, and we've been chatting, we've been talking, and now we have a talking head, properly so called, who is taking us through the myriad issues and challenges and menace of what we call social media. Our guest this morning will be chatting on the topic social media and misinformation in communication. We are glad to have with us this morning Dr. Olayinka Oyegbile. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Uh, I'm happy to be here. I enjoy your program and I enjoy the educative aspect of it and the fun. You have easily combined both education and fun, which is essentially what communication is all about. And I love that. And I'm happy to be part of the program this morning to talk
Thank you.
on one of the most important, but at the same time, dangerous issue of our day, the social media.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so
Um,
much.
You're welcome.
Yes, there's no problem. But you see, if you
yes.
give a teacher an opening notes, just wait for the answer at the end of the so it's going to go on and on. So So, Mr. Dr. Oyekune, know that we have about a window of about 15 minutes, 18 minutes. So, we'll advise that you try and collapse your thesis in a way that you can fit into it. Now, why do we always say social media is dangerous, though it is a fantastic outlet for this generation?
Good. It is dangerous because, unlike the other media, the social media gives you a liberty. It gives you power without responsibility. What do I
Hmm.
mean? In other media or in other medium, when you want to go on air on radio, you have a producer, you have a director, you have the soundman and all that.
Hmm.
If you are going wrong, all the producer needs to do is to signal the soundman to meet you, and
Hmm.
then you are off air.
Mm.
But on the
Yeah.
social media, you are the producer, you are the director, you are the soundman, you are the everything.
Hmm.
All you just need is a good camera, a good phone or laptop or whatever. Sit down and continue to blab.
Yes.
So nobody is going to restrain you, and whatever you do, you can put it online immediately.
Hmm.
So in that case, you have a situation where you now ask yourself, there is this Italian writer, Eco, that I love to quote a lot. He said that what a drunkard will say in a beer parlor and his mate will shout him down now goes on social media and is there.
Mm.
You know, in a bar, you say they are drunkards. A drunkard
Yeah.
will say something, and fellow drunkard will say, "No, it's a lie. You are not serious. It can't be true." But on social media, you don't have
No,
that.
correct. Yeah.
Everybody,
Hmm.
anything you say, anything as long as you know how to key in something on the keyboard, or you can face the camera, you can talk,
Mhm.
everybody hears you. So it is good because it also allow some form of censorship that will have taken place. For instance,
Mm.
if a news breaks now, the traditional media will ask you, where did you get it? Did you speak to the person concerned? Did you look for other views? But this on the social media, you just hear now that something has happened, and then everybody copies and pastes.
Mm.
Recently, on the 1st of April,
Yeah. I think about it.
the comedian Ali Baba
Oh gosh.
put on the social media that he and his, I think 54 or is it 55-year-old wife gave
55.
birth
Yeah.
to triplets. And lo and behold, it became a news item in almost all online medium. Well, some legacy newspapers who have online versions also picked it up.
Also pick it up. Yeah.
In the days of old, your editor will ask you, "Have you spoken to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you gone to the hospital where he gave birth?" You need to
Yeah.
confirm all this. But because everybody wants to break the news, I want to be the first to break the news, the social media comes in. And then unverified news. Uh, we have bandits on air now, or social media bandits, as they call them. There is a
Hmm.
word that the WS called them. I forget that escaped me now. He gave them
Mm.
a name, which I think is appropriate. So what we are saying is
Exactly.
that the social media has helped us. That is not to say it hasn't done a great deal. There are some things that perhaps the legacy media may not. When I say legacy, I mean other newspapers, radio,
Social
TV,
platforms. Yeah.
who who may not have published such because they will be afraid of libel suit or whatever. For instance, the issue of people collecting bribe and doing all that now. The social media has helped to amplify it. You can
Yeah.
put on a hidden camera and go and talk to somebody who is demanding bribe from you. And when you have it, you can put it on social media. There's pictures don't lie. Pictures don't lie. So the person cannot say he's not the one. However, because there is no restraint, we don't have that responsibility, or we don't have that um, uh, what we call the gatekeeper. Yeah, because in other media, in other medium, you have gatekeepers. You cannot be the reporter, the sub editor, the editor, and the proofreader at the same time. Because in other media we have all these layers, but on the social media you don't have that. Everybody becomes a philosopher. Everybody comes on the social media and pontificates. As I said earlier, what you will say in a beer parlor and people will hush you down, on social media now you display your ignorance. As one of my editors used to say, he said that doctors bury their mistakes in the belly of the patient. Journalists put their own on the front pages. What does that mean? I mean, when you come on social media and you begin to pontificate about things you don't know, everybody already knows this man. What you are saying is not true. But most times people don't believe. I mean, damage will have been done before people know that it is not true.
Not
What?
true.
Let me cast our mind back to a few years back also, when there was some crisis somewhere in the northeast. I think a newspaper published a picture purportedly taken from the scene of the crisis. Unfortunately, by the time the picture was subjected to fact check, it was a picture from Rwanda or DR Congo.
Yeah,
Because
I
the
think I
picture was
remember.
picked online and it was labeled as the the the
I
the the, the,
remember.
the So what we are saying now is that the social media has helped our industry and it has also helped in destroying it. All we need to do as professionals is to show our people that look, I am a professional. I know what I'm doing. Another example I like to give, and up till today, I think nobody has been able to convince me, because I've not been able to see apart in the trusted media or in the medium that I trust. We spoke about when the soldiers were killed in Okwama. Some few days after, we saw it online that the village has been burnt down. But up to this moment, we have not been able to verify. Even the governor, when he wanted to go there, they didn't allow the media to go with him. Whether the village has been burned down or not, unless maybe it has been published, I missed it. Up till this moment, we have not been able to confirm. But people have been saying the village has been burnt down, this, but we don't have the proof. As much as we are in the business of informing people, our business is never to misinform, because there's little information that you pass out will to crisis. Recently, not too long ago, the actor Junior Pope, they call him, is dead, is alive, is dead, is alive. I mean, yes, the social media helped us to monitor the event, but as a medium or as a media house, all we need to have said is things are unclear. I
Yeah.
remember in the Guardian of the olden days,
Yeah,
there'll be some kind of headline. There's mystery surrounding so and
exactly.
so, whether he's dead
Exactly.
or alive. But now people come with certainty, and we
Yes.
have always been told that not
When in doubt. Mm.
there is no when in doubt leave out. There
Yeah.
is nobody that can pronounce anybody dead except a medical doctor.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
saw that on the stories I read online that the president of the Actor Guilds of Nigeria has confirmed Junior Pope dead. Is he a doctor? He's not a
Hmm.
doctor.
It's not.
He might have said that, okay, the doctor have told him, but to say that the chairman of the Actors Guild has confirmed
Mhm.
that Junior Pope is dead is to me, we are allowing, it's like allowing the tail to wag the dog, as they say, if you excuse the cliche. So
Yeah.
the social media is good. The social media is very, very good. It has helped our profession, as I said. But in the
Mm.
same way, we must use it with some cautious optimism. We must not allow, I mean, it is we that will direct the tool. The tool should not direct
No,
us.
Yes,
no,
absolutely.
sir. No, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yes.
May I come in, Fudge?
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you. Now, my concern really is, we grew up with cliches like garbage in, garbage out.
yes.
Um, and we also grew up with the foundational thoughts and expressions over the who, the where, the what, the how. And these things were ingrained in us when we were growing up. And I recall also, days on radio and TV, it was a taboo for you to submit a story that had no source.
Yes.
And I remember the editor would say, I spiked that story, Tokumbo, because there was no source. Where's yours? Who told you that Papa
Mm.
died? But I look back at what's happening. I look into what's happening now, sir. And I want to say, maybe I may be wrong, that it's all about the people. You find some people who own podcasts and they are active on radio and TV online, okay, and they still take part in sending things that are sensational out, but they cannot use their medium on terrestrial to do all that. Is it about the people or the game behind? The more clicks I have about the story, the more I get in terms of money. We tend to be throwing some things away. How do we capture all that essence? Would they go back to school again? Is there any check on the social? No check on the social. So we are still carrying on as if everything is normal in this world of ours. And Nigerians love stories that are wider, stories that are not sensational. They won't enjoy it. And they want stories they can also fletch by themselves and widen by the scope. It is quite appalling. Is there anything that can really be done? Do we have to take them back to school, or do we have to ignore the things they say and walk past them? How do we ignore those things, especially when they're dangerous?
Okay. Very, very sure. The Yoruba will say, "Bí rọ́bà lọ lógún ọdún, òtítọ́ á bá." That if you tell lies for 20 years, one
Yes.
truth in a minute will overtake it. I'm sure we
Yes.
all remember in those days when magazines were the rave in Nigeria. We
Hmm.
remember Akapa magazine.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Akapa
Yeah.
was a cartoonist, I think, with the Vanguard, and later on
Yes.
he branched out to start a magazine. And then there was this story he did. It was before the dawn of internet and all that. He did a story about Michael Jackson having a Nigerian girlfriend, and the magazine sold out. In fact,
Yeah.
they had to do so many reprint copies,
Many reprints. Yeah.
and the magazine became a rave of town. Everybody was buying. In fact, I think at that time it was even outshining Newswatch.
Yeah.
But down the road, I think some 3 or 4 months after, because communication was slow then, the copy of the magazine got to the US, and Michael Jackson or his PR firm, or I can't remember those details now, disclaimed it that it's not true, that he had never met that girl. The girl, the picture used was not even a Nigerian girl, was neither, and so on and so forth. That was the end of that magazine. Nobody had to do any, although the Nigerian Publishers Organization had to tell him to suspend publication, but they didn't not to. There and then people decided not to patronize him again. That was the death of that magazine. Why did I bring that story? I am bringing that story because I know that when people follow you, either on social media or they follow your medium, and from time to time they find out that what you are giving them is not true or is gibberish, they will abandon it. It may take a long time, but somehow they will abandon you and go elsewhere. So I think what we should consider is that we must seek to be professional. Let me ask you, when I left the nation, some of my friends, some people asked me, you can start your own online medium and all that. I said, no. They said, why? I said, I'm in Lagos. How am I going to get a reporter in Kano? How am I going to get a reporter in Kogi and all that? He said, no, you can always take stories online. I said, no, that's not journalism as far as I'm concerned. That's aggregation.
That's aggregation.
That's aggregation, because you don't have a control over that story. If you pick something online that they say there's a riot and that 50 people died, and later you find out that only 5 people died, how are you going to correct that? But in the days of old, when the newspapers had their reporters there, when the reports come, the news editor will also call the reporter. Have you spoken to the police? Have you spoken to the authority? Are you sure this figure is correct? But now, we don't have that. So, what we are saying in essence is that we as professionals, we must hold our head. There are some online newspapers that I know that if I go to their website, whatever information I get there is true. But not a one-man online medium. Every journalist who has lost his job or who is still on his job or wants extra income is now a publisher. So you can't know which is which. Everybody has Yinka online, Ojekunle online, Fato. So you ask yourself, okay, you are reporting about Kano. How did you get your story from Kano? Who is your source? Who is your reporter that is on the ground? But we all either go to the legacy media site. Even some of the legacy media houses too don't have full-time reporters in those places. I hope you know. They now have freelancers because the space for the media is constricting. People no longer buy newspapers as they used to do. People just read the headline and they think they know everything in the newspaper. But we as professionals, we must still maintain our stand and say that, look, I am not going to join the crowd. I'm not, as Delegiwa will say, I will not pour blood on my certificate. I will hold my certificate lofty like this and say, yes, it's a banner without stain. You may, I know that was still talking on the Alibaba thing. There is a website that I help to look over their stories. The very moment that story was posted, I called the publisher. I said, this story, I don't think we should use it. He said, why? I said, the reporter didn't speak with Alibaba. He didn't speak with anybody. He just speak it on the website. He said, but the man put it there himself. honestly, as of that day, as of that hour, I've forgotten that it was April Fool Day. I was almost getting into, but I said no. But I think our man should have his Twitter handle or his phone number and call him. He said no, just leave it there. Everybody has published it and so on. At the end of
Wow.
the day, when it became clear, and I called, I said, he said, well, maybe everybody, we all missed it. I said, oh, so because everybody missed it, you are satisfied that you join the crowd in doing the bad thing. And the
The
person
wrong
I'm
thing.
speaking about is a journalist.
Mm,
So,
mm,
I mean, I would rather try to err on the side of caution.
mm,
I would
mm.
regret later that, oh, I missed that story. I prefer that than
Yeah.
put
Well,
there
Doc,
and then
Doc,
yes.
Doc, where would your slant lie? Is it to be a professional or to be a responsible journalist? How do we balance the professionalism alongside responsibility that you should know things traditionally you should know? Where do we lay that out?
Yes, I think being a responsible journalist and a
Being
professional,
professional.
they are all they are like Siamese twins. You can't separate them. You can't separate being a responsible journalist from being a professional. If you are professional, you must be responsible. If you are responsible, you must be professional. So the two go together. I think all we need to do as professionals is to maintain our stand. The cardinal rule of journalism is when in doubt, leave out.
Right.
Wow.
It is better to leave out than to regret because your medium will become uh, uh, trusted when people know that no, as the Guardian used to pride itself in those days, even when a story has made the front page of a paper the other day, the Guardian will say if it's not in the Guardian, it is not yet published. That's something of pride that look,
Mm,
we
mm,
have our own standard. We are not
mm,
going to follow the herd. We are going to do what is right. It may take us time, but when people know us by what is right, they will always come to us. So that's the way I see that.
Thank
but
you so much.
where the weight of ownership comes in, where the weight of ownership comes in, how do you balance it out?
Mr. T, that should be the last question. We're running out of
Yes,
time.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
You know, um, there's this saying that who pays the piper dictates the tune. And in our own country, we have not gotten to that point, or especially now, where professionals stand their ground and say, no, sir, Mr. Publisher, I don't think this is right. We can't do this. But
Mm,
there can be a caveat. Is either the editor takes it that, well, we publish it, but I'm not responsible for this. But
mm.
it's a very thin line and very slippery one. I don't know how to navigate that. The editor or the professional will have to decide your integrity or what you take.
Mm. Good.
Thank you, Dr. Olayinka Oyebile.
Thank you, Doc.
Uh, I was going to say, you always say it, and we always say it. When in doubt, leave out.
Liver.
Nowadays, they are not in doubt, so they leave it there. they, are, they don't have any doubts, so they leave it there. And they argue later about it. Thank you so much for sharing your thought with us. We hope to call on you some other time. Have a
All
Yeah.
wonderful
right. Thank you.
Have a
Thank you, Doc.
wonderful
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
So,
Nice to
you.
have you. Thank you.
uh,
Later.
all right.
All right, sir.
Bye bye.
Oh, Mr. T, that was interesting. We are moving on to our
Yes.
last segment of the show called The Greats. The Greats is our own way of reminding you about the great contributions of our musical legends, dead or
Mm.
alive. Every other month, we'll play some of the finest available works of one of our greats. Today is the turn of the evasive but massively talented songstress, the adorable Shadi Adu.
Ooh.
Mr. T, that's Shadi Adu for you. This song is titled
Lovely.
All About Our Love.
Oh, you know something. In fact, she just took me way, way back, and I remember that one of the albums in which I turned into a national anthem was Shadi Adu's "Sweetest Taboo."
Yeah,
Well, every time you heard, in fact, I got so bad on my station. Then anytime they listen to the station, I say, "Sweetest Taboo is on." Mr. T is on. It was just lovely, lovely lady, lovely. And I don't know what happened eventually because she was talented, sweetest of voices, and a retinue of good producers. People who
yeah,
worked with her were really good seasoned producers. That brought her out, really. Mm.
yeah. All About Our Love was from the album Lovers Rock. And now we'll have one more track. This is called King of Sorrow. Let's
Mm.
talk a little bit about Shadi Adu, the Nigerian British girl. Shadi Adu was born in 1959. You can't believe it. In Ibadan, Nigeria. And it was 16th of January, I believe. Uh, he was left. She left Nigeria for England at age 4, thereabout. I think her parents separated while she was 4. Then she studied fashion design in London and worked as a model. Then she joined the music business in 1980. Uh,
Mm.
well, even when she was around 17, she had started playing harmonica, did vocals with a band, or with 2 bands actually, Arriva and Pride. It was from Pride they formed for La Shadi, a group of 5 guys, including Shadi, which they also collapsed to Shadi subsequently till the very end. And that's where they started their journey. Yeah, producing classics like Sweetest Taboo and Smooth Operator. This is
Mm.
King of from Lovers Rock. The band functioned for over 3 decades. Um, like as aggressive as she was, it's difficult to know. We'll find out what they are doing and what they're about now. But Shadows, okay, doing well. Though she's talking about King of Sorrow. This is the first blaster that will go from Sade in Smooth Operator.
Real smooth operator. Operator.
You don't know the song. Is it
Operator. Huh?
Is
Esife
it you don't know
doesn't
the
know the
song?
song.
Ah! You are not born when this was done, Abby.
She doesn't know the song.
I know the
In
She
fact,
song.
she she was.
I
okay, you
know.
would. Aha. Come on. She will know the song.
I can't blame her for not dumb. Maybe she didn't know. This is the second studio album, Promise, released in
Um,
1985 with this monster hit.
yes, yes, yes.
I mixed it up. This is Smooth Operator was from Diamond Live. Diamond Live had Smooth Operator and was released earlier in 1984. Is the debut album, Smooth Operator. But this came in 1985 from the second album, from, from and that's hey, I almost lost the sole of my feet dancing to this.
Right.
This is Sweetness Taboo. Mm, all the boys with bad minds. We used to create
Well,
all kinds of movies.
boys are now men and grandpas.
Boys who are now men. Mr. T, as we are talking about Sweetness Taboo, you have to say
Yeah.
your bye. Let's start with the Sife. Sife,
Yes, very well.
very well. Your bye is please. You're about to go.
Bye on our lovely edition today. We hope to see you and hear from you next week.
Mr. T, you are sweet. You are not a taboo. So, dear, you
Ah,
need to say your
no. Thank you so much for being part of our Saturday morning. We'll do this together again, God willing, next week. Have the best of the weekend. And remember, it pays to be good. Be good.
It does. It does. Thank you. Mr. T, show. See you later. Oh, as we often say, be genuinely nice to people around you every day and do good as best as you can afford it. So we say from here on end, stay blessed and have a great weekend. You want to spoil the whole recording?